it's the off week, so we're just kind of lazy and chilling here, and it's going to be a light show today. We're not going to overexert ourselves because we have no game on Saturday.
We're chilling on the front porch, though.
That we are.
The front porch takes no weeks off.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say,
right.
Well, the front porch is very exerting to begin with, so
Take some steam out of you.
But the name is, hardcore and intense as the front porch,
Yeah. Well, we didn't even contact Connor Lanfear. That if you indeed wanted to have the week off like you do from a Saturday night game, you could have. But he said, hey, I think you brought it up first. Hey, we're on Wednesday, right? We're all good. So I said, hey, you want to come? Let's go.
Well, when you're winning games, you don't mess with what's
exactly.
working, right?
You get in a routine.
Yeah.
You keep that routine. I
That's
am
right.
superstitious to the point of being almost to the point of being over the top when it comes to my routine before games and my weekly routine. So,
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know you followed it to a T.
Oh, I've got to eat the exact same meal. I've got to nap for the exact same amount of time before a game, depending on what time that game's at. I got to wear the exact same hat. I mean, it's I'm over the top as far as my routine before games goes.
Therefore, if you'll indulge us, say Saturday night in Gainesville, you play, what meals were required before heading over to the swamp?
Night before, I'll eat a huge plate of potatoes, corn, blackened salmon, steak. I'll eat a little bit of salad, get some vegetables.
Attaboy.
And then the night before, we get treated to this huge, molten, brownie cake with ice cream and stuff on it. And oh man, it's
pretty
so
hungry.
good.
Why are we
Shouldn't
leaving the
ask
hotel
this.
to go eat?
It's
Why are we
excellent.
leaving the
Exactly.
hotel to go
We
eat?
go to a restaurant in the town and eat. We're not forget that.
Y'all
now.
got to be with the team, man.
We're gonna be at your table.
We get late night snack, and it's probably my favorite part of traveling. Is just we get a ton of wings, as many wings as we want. Granted, they're baked, which whatever, but they're still wings, and there's as many as you can eat. One time, the hotel messed up and fried the wings. Oh man. Oh my gosh! That's
the best mistake that
I know. There's no way I didn't eat at least 50 wings that night. It was outstanding.
you got the hotel record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the barbecue on the way back to the airport? I thought it was pretty good.
It was good. It was really good. I liked the brisket better than I did. Was that
The
pulled
pork?
I don't know if it
think
was
it-
pork or chicken.
I
don't
only
know if it
had
was
the
pulled
brisket.
pork or
All I
chicken.
had was brisket.
The
I didn't have
brisket was
pork.
excellent, but I think it was pork. But it wasn't really the style of pork that I was used to.
John Tangway, our nutritionist, he takes pride in knowing where these local haunts are.
Mm-hmm.
So it hooks you guys up on the way out of town.
Oh,
There's no
heck yeah.
question.
Yeah.
It always tastes better after a road victory.
Oh, without a doubt.
Whatever you're eating.
The meal is always better if you come away with a win, especially in a place like that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of superstitions and routines, how long does it take you to groom what is becoming or what is an epic beard that you got going here?
Oh, man. Honestly, I wake up in the morning, I brush it out a little bit, I throw some beard oil in it, and start the day. I might throw a little conditioner in it at night and then beard oil again and just kind of leave it like that. It's actually a lot longer than what you might think. It's just so curly that you can't really see until I pull a hair out how long it is because a single hair is longer than my fingernail. It's just so curly and wiry,
It looked spectacular after the game Saturday night when Will
Oh,
interviewed
yeah.
you on the field, and it was.
I like
it had been through the
you had
trench
eye
wars.
black mixed into the beard.
I was going to
that
say.
was good stuff.
That eye black took about 3 days to come out. Just this morning, I finally got it all washed out. I look like I got socked in the face for a couple days.
I loved it. It was great. It was indicative of what you guys went through on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
A&M defeating Florida 19-17. A great road victory. And one of the things I look at it, it's not like you guys are pulling off that win with this huge highlight reel. There were some big plays, but it's not like bam, bam, bam. You were just hitting them all night. It was a victory where you overcome a lot. Some tough breaks, maybe some mistakes, a loud crowd.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just overcame so much to gain that victory, and maybe it's a little sweeter because of all that.
It was an absolute dogfight. That game was an extremely physical game. There were some things going on after the whistle. There were some breaks that we didn't get. It was an extremely hostile environment. That might be the loudest I've ever heard a stadium. And I've played in some pretty hostile environments before. But I'll tell you, that very first play against Florida, man, I couldn't hear myself think. It was so loud.
Mm-hmm.
But it does make the victory a little bit sweeter, just knowing that it was such a slugfest, it was such a dogfight, and even when we didn't get those breaks and things didn't go our way, you didn't see anyone panic. And I've said this before: you didn't see anyone panic, you didn't see anyone point fingers, you didn't see anyone get down on each other, or blame someone else for the situation we were in. We just kept plugging away, doing our work, doing what we were coached to do. And I think that's ultimately what led to our success. And anytime you can get a win like that, especially in that type of environment, I mean, it's a huge, huge moral booster for not only the team, but I think the entire university and the area of College Station.
And it was an ultimate team win. If you look at, you needed contributions from every group. And you were talking about no one's frustrated, no one's upset. You guys had to go against a pretty, you looked at it from where we were, a pretty damn good front there. And not being able to run the ball the way you want to. If any group had maybe the right to be frustrated, it was you guys, but I stand right near y'all on the sideline. Nothing. I mean, it's like,
right.
Okay, Coach, what do we got? What's coming up next? I mean, talk about your group and the way that you guys buckled down when it mattered.
It was frustrating that we weren't able to establish the run the way we wanted to in that game. That defense is without a doubt one of the best I've ever played against. And, I played against Bama's defensive front last year and, all those guys that drafted in the first, second round. Florida was on par with their defense last year and the defense we played the week before. They were an excellent defense. They had some individual guys who were extremely talented. 93, he was an excellent player. Let me tell you, he might be the best if not, he's top 2 D lineman I've ever played against in my career. I mean, he was an excellent player, so it took our best effort to lock him down when it counted. But, I'm proud of the offensive line's resiliency. Like I said, we had to buckle down even when we were getting frustrated and, we weren't establishing the run we wanted to. I'm proud of that group of guys for the way we fought through that game.
And as a team, you told us this after the game. We put that up on social, but Coach even referenced it yesterday. He said, the style of football we're playing right now, he said it's not really that pretty, but we're playing as a team. We're playing together. And he's basically referencing what you can accomplish when you stick together as a squad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, even when you have, you don't catch those breaks or you make a couple big mistakes, if you stick together as a team and don't get frustrated and don't go in the tank, you can still just slug out a lot of those victories.
Connor Lanfear with us here on the front porch to start this Wednesday edition of Studio 12. Were you distracted by the Gator uniforms? Is that difficult to deal with? Look over.
Yeah, that was.
Did it make you want to go gator hunt?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I've always wanted to go gator hunting.
Yeah.
But those were.
That was something.
I don't even know what to say about those things, man. I saw one guy make a joke about it and saying they looked like the tips of asparagus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saw a guy make a joke about that. But, yeah, they were some interesting uniforms. I can say that much.
Yeah. But, these last 3 games, Florida, Alabama, Carolina, 2 of them are wins. Alabama was a close defeat. But you guys played well 3 in a row. And it's just been – and I think Coach Sumlin alluded to this Sunday when we talked to him. These have been really SEC games,
Yes.
And Arkansas was tight. It was a slugfest to the end, but it was in a different way. Both teams were scoring so much. But do you feel like you've just been ingrained in this Southeastern Conference type of play these last 3 weeks?
Oh, without a doubt. You play in the SEC, it's going to be a grind every time you have a conference opponent. There's nobody in the SEC that's just easy to roll over. Even if it's a team who doesn't have that doesn't have the record that a lot of people are paying attention to, no one's going to come in and just lay down on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And you've heard it before. Any given Saturday, anything can happen. And that's especially true in the SEC. I didn't have my best individual performance this past weekend, but we had a heck of an effort from so many guys all over the team, and it was just really fun, to watch them go out there and play in that type of venue. And I'm looking forward to the next one and really looking forward to being back home at Kyle Field.
It's a surprising amount of maroon in that venue, by the way,
yeah.
On Saturday night. How fun was that, having that many Aggies and then having the band there, too?
That is the Aggie Nation for you, man. I mean, we're far and wide. We're all over the map. And whenever you can go into an environment like the Swamp with that kind of support, I mean, it's absolutely huge. We talked about it before the game. It's us, the guys in this room versus 80,000, however many fans they pack into the stands. But when you have that type of following behind you, I mean, it does more than words can describe. Mm-hmm. And there is no better feeling in the world than being in an environment like that and pulling out that type of win and hearing the rest of the stadium silenced, and then hearing, however many thousand Aggies showed up screaming at the top of their lungs and sawing varsity's horns off. Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the absolute highest highs that you can experience as a football player.
Yeah, and I think it's good with the band there. They'll strike up some of that Aggie music. I always think it's a little comforting in a hostile environment. A little piece of home comes with you, and I think that goes a long way. Even though it's a scaled down band, they don't march at halftime, but it helps a little bit.
Without a doubt, just having that support there with you. The more Aggies we can pack into any arena, the better.
Mm-hmm. Connor's got the off week now. And when you go through the really 4 SEC games in a row, you need that off week. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a little time for some hunting and fishing, isn't it?
You are exactly right. You're exactly right. I've gone fishing twice already this week.
Now, full disclosure, one of those fishing trips you're going to see next week on the Pulse. Pulse airs today, by the way. We'll recap the Florida win. Mm-hmm. Had a camera crew. Cade Key, Mason Flick, went out fishing with Connor yesterday.
You didn't let Cade fish, did you?
No, neither one of them fished. Okay. They just kind of one hung out in the boat, and Cade paddled around in the kayak, and he had a drone out there, which is pretty neat. I imagine.
And you get those guys a chance to use that drone. It's coming out. Yeah.
No, it was really neat. We had a good time. I only ended up catching like 3 fish. Fishing was a little bit subpar, but as I said on that camera, a subpar day of fishing is better than almost anything else.
Yeah.
If Cade has the opportunity to mix in the kayak and the drone,
you made his day,
in a work environment,
that's
probably made his month.
That's
really.
I had a bite on a topwater bait right at the end of the day, and I slung that bait back. I was trying to set the hook in that side because it boiled up. It must have been a big fish, and that bait came flying out of the water and almost hit. What's his name?
Mason.
Yes,
yeah.
Mason. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot your name, Mason. I remember you, but I forgot.
He won't forgive
that.
He
likes to stay low.
Yeah, but I slung that bait back and actually hit Mason right in the I thought I hooked him for a second. He jumped in the boat, top with us.
Yeah.
But we had a good time out there. We did.
Now this weekend, what do you got going here?
Oh, man. We got a team run and a team lift at 6 a.m. on Friday. And as soon as that is over, my truck is loaded, and I am headed out of town at a high rate of speed.
Yeah, boy.
I'm picking up my old man, and we're gonna go deer hunting with Greer Shetler and his dad. Who Greer Shetler was also fishing with me yesterday. Mm-hmm. Drew Beakey and his dad. He also plays football here. He's a walk-on, and then Joe Cheek, who played here a couple years ago.
Former lineman. Yeah,
Joe Cheek. His father, who also played
former lineman.
And we're all gonna go out to the ranch in South Texas and grill some meat and see if we can't shoot some deer, pigs, javelina, and whatever else moves.
There you go. I like it.
We're going to have a good old time.
Man, that's going to be good. Mm-hmm. Maybe you bring us back something to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the deal, though. I'll eat it. This is the guy you're going to have to convince,
no
whatever it is.
There's no alligator gar on the ranch.
No alligator gar on the ranch. I'll bring back something that was running around on 4 legs. It'll be good, I promise you.
A guy from New Orleans can't understand. If you spice it right, it's all good.
I know.
Come on.
Because I've seen what it swims in.
Oh,
well, maybe I'm comparing it to the water over there compared to the water
We're not talking
here.
about the canals down on Shopatulas over there. We're talking nice Gulf stuff.
They're neat fish, though, man. They can actually survive in water that no other fish can. They can come up and get a sip of air.
That's the reason I will not
out of respect, you should eat these.
These things are dinosaurs, man. They've been around longer than almost anything else has. So out of respect, you got to try it.
I haven't eaten a gar, and we're winning.
Well, I mean.
Now.
When you put it like that.
Who says you can't win if you don't eat some gar?
Throw that back at you guys. Save myself for a little while.
Okay.
He went the superstitious
Then
route
as soon as the season is over, it's happening.
It's on.
We'll look at it.
I'll shove a funnel in your mouth if I have to. And just ram it down there.
Sounds like we got a pulse segment.
Puree it and make him sip it.
I don't care if it doesn't taste good. You're going to
do it. You're going to do it. Well, much earned off week. Enjoy it, and we'll see you back here. And then it's prep again. Mississippi State coming to Kyle Field when it's over.
Mississippi State's coming right up. We're looking forward to it. Another SEC game that's going to be a hard-fought battle.
Yeah, no question. Connor, thanks for the time, man. Have fun this weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.